Hey, technology, right? All right. So we've got 30 minutes of yoga ahead of us today. And we'll move a little bit slower with more of a kind of yin feel. So we'll do some longer holds today and really settle in and just take it a lot slower today. So let's start on our backs in a reclined butterfly. So if you've got blocks, can feel really good to have those blocks support under the thighs as you come down. So bring the soles of your feet together and just let your knees butterfly open. And then I would invite you to bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And if it would feel okay, close down the eyes and take a deep, full breath through your heart space into the pit of your belly and really breathe in. And then open up the mouth, exhale, just let that go. Another deep, full breath, just like that, pulling the air all the way down into the pit of your belly. And open up, sigh that out. And just find your natural rhythm of breath that allows you to fully connect to it. And once you find that easy rhythm, notice and follow the breath as it travels in through your nose, down through the throat, as it fills the lungs, and then as it leaves the body. But I invite you just to anchor to that pattern and that visualization of the air moving into the body and out of the body. And notice as you do that, the natural rhythm and the rise and fall of your chest. And as your attention draws to the breath and the rhythm that it creates in your body, all of the thoughts, the questions, the things that move through our mind begin to just move into the background. And our only focus is on ourselves. And as we focus without any sort of judgment. It's simply coming from this place of awareness of how we feel in this space and this time. And take a breath in. As you exhale, reach down to the outside of the knees, guide the knees together, bring your hands around your shins, and just hug the knees in towards the chest. Rock a bit from side to side. Find some circles in the knees and then the ankles, just massaging all those muscles around the base of your spine. And as you come back through center, if you've got a block near you, if you've got it down by your hips, kick that block back towards you. We're going to come into a legs up the wall. So fetal plant on the ground, lift the hips from the ground and just slide the block underneath your tailbone. If you don't have a block, you can do this just with the hips on the ground. And draw one knee in and then the other as you gently send the feet to the ceiling, arms open by the side. So I don't want you to worry about trying to keep your legs straight or anything like that. So the legs, just imagine the bones supporting the muscles here. And just let your thighs, your hips, everything get really nice and heavy. And we just reverse the sensation. Our feet carry us. There's so much pressure on the feet and the legs every day. This takes that pressure off. And it provides relief to the hamstrings and the low back to be in this shape as well. So be here for just a couple of minutes. And in those spaces of stillness, just notice what comes up and continue to come back to the rise and the fall of the chest as the anchor when the mind gets busy. We come back to the breath to bring us here. And we settle into that stillness instead of trying to fill it. And just a few more breaths in this shape. And take another inhale. As you exhale, gently lower one foot and then the other. Press down into the soles of the feet, lift the hips from the block, and just slide that block out to the side. And just let your hips settle, but walk your feet mat width apart and let your knees drop in on one another. So maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Your arms can be wide, or you can place your hands wherever feels comfortable in this constructive rest position. And this can be intense on the lower back, so if a different shape feels better, by all means, take it. And just a few more seconds. And take an inhale. Walk the feet slowly together and just let the knees fall to the left in a fetal position on the left side. You can use your bicep as a pillow. And just pause before we make our way up. And use the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a seat. And find an easy seat, right leg on top or out front, your choice, but sit tall. We'll take just a few rounds through the spine. Use an inhale to lift through the heart, lift the chin, lift the chest. And as you exhale, round through your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your pelvis, really spread the shoulder blades. And just a few more rounds of breath, just like that, using the inhale to expand and the exhale to round. Come back to a tall seat. Take your arms out to a T, right arm slides under left. You can either hug the shoulders or find eagle arms here. Elbows lift to shoulder height. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Really spread the shoulder blades wide. Just get that stretch across the top of the shoulder through the neck. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, a gentle fold forward so fingertips can touch the ground. Let the back of your head get heavy. Don't worry about how far you fold. We're here for only a few breaths. Inhale, slowly rise. Unwind the arms, roll out the shoulders. Let's just switch out the cross of the legs. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So big inhale lifts through the heart. Exhale, rounds through the spine, tuck the chin. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Come back to a tall seat, tee out the arms. This time, left arm wraps under right. Elbows lift, spread the shoulder blades. And just let that stretch feel good across the right side of your neck. Take a breath in. As you exhale, find your folds. Again, crown of the head gets heavy. The arms get heavy. Shoulders roll open. Inhale, slowly rise. Unwind the arms, roll through the shoulders, the jaw, the neck as you need to. And then just make sure your blocks are towards the top of the mat. Meet me in a down dog from here. So in this down dog, it doesn't need to be a super active down dog unless that's what you're craving. Otherwise, just let your bones settle in and support the body. So I'm just like really heavy. I'm not pressing out of my shoulders. I'm not actively pressing my feet towards the ground. I'm just allowing my skeleton really just to support me here. And take a breath in. As you exhale, we'll step the right foot to the outside of the right hand and set the left knee to the ground. So that right foot's really nice and wide. Grab your blocks so that they're on the inside of your hand or inside of your foot. And then just inhale to draw your chest forward, finding your lizard or dragon pose. Not forcing movement here. So in these longer holds, what we're really allowing is space for the deeper connective tissues of the body to just open and release. And we just take the rough edge of the shape of the pose, or the rough shape, I should say, until we find kind of that first edge of resistance. And that's where we pause and we breathe. And if you'd like, you can come down to your forearms from here. You can even have the blocks propped up really nice and high, but just to change the shape so that the right toes are still pointed at 12 o'clock. And notice where your mind goes. This can be a pretty intense pose, so it's a great reminder to come back to the breath and to use the breath to really turn inward and to be in this shape. To allow your body the space to open. Notice the left hip flexor, and as you breathe, as more space come in. Now you can stay on the forearms, you can press up to your hand. So I just want you to open up to the outer edge of that right foot so the knee drops open. Left hand comes nice and wide. Find your twist. So right hand on the inside of that right thigh as you twist open. And just breathe in that twist. Allow your chest to open. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, those right toes come back to 12 o'clock. So now I'd like for you to just walk that right foot over towards your left. We'll come into a half pigeon shape here. So my right knee is at the right edge or the right wrist, and my left foot's across. So my hips are squared. If this doesn't feel good, you can always sit to that right hip and take a 90-90 as we've taken before. And in this pigeon pose, if a block helps to support the hips, place a block underneath that right hip. And now I take a deep, full breath in. And as you exhale, find your fold forward. So we'll be here probably, or we'll be here longer than what we would normally be, just like in a regular flow. So maybe a block under your forehead or your chest to support. But we want to try to keep those hips nice and level and square. But find something to support you in this shape. And maybe you start all the way at the ground. But then after you really take inventory and notice, you notice maybe that you've pushed past your edge. So maybe your body's telling you to pull back just a little bit. But wherever you are, as you settle in, just notice the breath once again, but notice the sensations. You might feel tingling around that right hip. As you allow it this space to just fully release and unwind. And then notice, now that we've been here for about a minute, what adjustments do you need to make? Are you dumping weight into the knee? If you are, just shift the focus and the weight back into that right hip. Put a block or a blanket under the right hip. And on an inhale, slowly begin to guide yourself up from here. Tuck the toes on the left foot. We lift up and back. Find your down dog once again. And maybe some petals would feel good, or maybe it's just a hold. Now draw the awareness into the legs. Notice the energy, the flow through the right leg as compared to the left after that work that you just did. And hold that down dog for just a few more breaths before we move to the other side. And take an inhale. As you exhale, just look forward at your hands and step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Right knee comes to the ground. Find your blocks under your hands. My chest is going to stay up here as I draw my chest forward. So I want you to think hips squared, heart squared. And I'm just settling into that right hip flexor now. And we don't want our muscles engaged here. We just want them to relax so that the connective tissue can release. So instead of gripping and holding, we just allow ease and we allow the body to settle into the shape. So that means you don't have to press down out of your arms. You can just let the weight of the body settle in, even through the arms and the hands. Just a few more seconds in this shape. And then if you'd like to move down to the forearms, remember your blocks can be up high for that, or you can just stay on the hands too, if that's what's working for you. You might need to adjust the angle of that left foot just a little bit, and that is okay. Notice the space that creates as you hold a shape. The hips soften and open. Another breath in. And as you exhale, maybe press yourself up to your hands. We're going to drop to the outer edge of that left foot. The right hand comes nice and wide. So bring the left hand to the inside of the left thigh just for a little gentle press open. The heart's open here. That outer hip having a moment. Just a few more seconds. Now draw that foot back to 12 o'clock. So we're gonna do the same thing. So adjust however you need to adjust, but just kind of heel toe that left foot over and across so that we can set up our pigeon legs. So we wanna make sure our hips are nice and square. You can even pick up or tuck the right toes, pick up that back leg, just kind of look back, stretch it back a little bit, settle everything down, maybe a block under that left hip or a block under the forehead as you come down to the mat from here. And we'll stay for a couple of minutes in this shape, which I recognize can be really intense. So find that first point where you feel good. You're like, this is it. This is where I want to settle. Then connect to the breath. And as you stay in that first shape that you find, after you've allowed the body to meet it and to ease, you may find you have more space. And just notice where your mind goes when you're quiet. Are you able to stay focused on the breath? Are you able to stay present in the body? Just a few more seconds in this shape. Take an inhale. Exhale that out. And as you inhale, gently press yourself down, rise. One more down dog. And again, noticing the difference in the sensation in the legs as that hip opens back up. And just get heavy. Let the jaw release. And take a breath in. As you exhale, knees come to the ground. We find a tabletop. And we'll slide forward to the belly from here, finding Sphinx pose. So elbows stack under shoulders. And in that Sphinx, as you find this first shape, the feet can be a little bit wider. Release the glutes, unless it feels better to have the glutes engaged. So maybe notice that. And then with the stack of the shoulder or the elbows under your shoulders, notice if there's any pressure in your back. And if there's pressure in the back, slide your elbows slightly forward. That's going to decrease the curve of the spine. And then I just want you to let your shoulders go. So don't worry about pressing down actively, just settle in. Maybe even in the crown of your head hangs forward. And just let the ground support you here. And notice the natural curve of your spine in this shape. If your head is heavy, lift through the crown of your head and just take inventory. What do you need to change? If you're feeling really good and you want just a little bit more, you can root down through the palms of your hands, float the elbows, and find seal. So, again, I'm just going to let my shoulders get heavy. I'm not going to actively press or anything like that. We don't want to use the muscles, we just want our bones to support us. So, you're getting a deeper stretch across the front of the body here, a little bit deeper back bend. We won't stay for too long. And if it doesn't feel good, you back out of it and you come back down to the forearms. Another inhale. As you exhale, gently release back to your Sphinx. Pause for a moment. And now find your crocodile. Elbows come wide, hands stack one on top of the other. Let your feet just fall open. Low back releases. And take a breath in. As you exhale, just gently draw yourself up just so you can flip over to your back from here. Adjust the hips, walk the feet back. Take your arms out wide to a T, big full breath in. And as you exhale, just let your knees fall naturally to the right. So you can have a block under your knees if that feels better for support. But chest is open here, knees fall, and just look away from your knees. So you're looking at your left hand. Just a gentle spinal twist as we make our way into our final shape of Shavasana. Inhale, draw back through center. As you exhale, let the knees fall to the left, arms are open. Look at the right hand as you settle in. You can always close down the eyes as well. And just turn inward for these final few minutes of your practice. Inhale, draw back through center. As you exhale, hug your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your shins, draw your nose to your knees tight, squeeze in, and exhale, let the body settle, find Shavasana. Feet fall open, palms open by your side, and just let the ground support you. Notice where you're gripping and where you can release. Bring gentle movement back into the body on an inhale. Maybe take a full body stretch if that would feel good. And hug one knee in and then the other, rock just a bit before you settle to one side or the other in a fetal position. Use the strength of your arms, press yourself up to a seated position. And let the hands rest when you arrive, taking an easy seat. And take a deep, full breath through your heart space. Fill up, open up, exhale, let that go. One more deep, full breath in. And release. And thank you so much for showing up in this space for yourself and for one another. The light within me recognizes and honors the light within each of you.